Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, and welcome to Dice by the Sword. We are back with Nyxalia and Aetherbound Saga. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are on episode 6 of the live streams. If you've not caught up yet on YouTube, then there's plenty of ways to do that, and we'll tell you about that in just a minute. But welcome to Dice by the Sword. We are back with the next episode of Aetherbound Saga, but it's not just me. We have the rest of the cast and crew. If my thing will work, say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, his thing's not broken, is it?
No, not my thing. My thing's not broken.
Good.
I've fixed.
I was worried about your thing for a second.
No, I fixed it.
Hello, by the way.
Hello, everyone at home. So, before we jump into the announcements tonight, you may notice that we are one cast member down this evening. Over the last week, there has been conversations been happening, and unfortunately, we've had to part ways with Harry. We will put a little bit of a more detailed bit of information out on socials in the coming days, but just so everybody knows, Harry will not be joining us for any future sessions, and we've decided that we're going to part ways going forward. But be that as it may, we will continue on with Nyxalia and Aetherbound Saga. And before we get into the D&D segment of tonight, which is what you've all tuned in for, let's go through some announcements. So, as you all know, we have been running the limited edition merch for the last few weeks. Unfortunately, that is no longer available. So, if you haven't bought that, then unfortunately, that is your own fault. You had your choice, you had your chance, and you've missed out. I bought one. I'm one of the lucky few. So, there we go. I should have been wearing it tonight to rub it in, but I thought, no, that would be mean. Anyway, we are going to be releasing some new merch in the next few weeks, aren't we, Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah? I like it. Confident. We're going to be releasing some new merch. That is on the horizon. We are just in the design phase of the next piece of merch that we're going to release, so keep your eyes on the merch store, because that will release very shortly. I keep doing this. I never have my announcements page up like every week, and I just kind of get to the merch bit and go, what now? So, if you haven't already, you will find us on every social media platform there is. We are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Threads, we're on Blue Sky. We're probably on other things like Twitter and stuff, though we don't use that as much anymore because Elon Musk is an overlord who's trying to enslave us all.
And it'll always be Twitter.
Yep, it will always be Twitter. So, if you haven't followed us on your favourite platform, then search Dice by the Sword on your favourite platform, and we will be there. Our faces and some cool little short-form content and other things. So, go click the subscribe and follow buttons, do all that stuff. Cool. YouTube VOD release schedule. No. That has changed, as I told you last week. As I'm sure most of you know already, we split our episodes that we stream on a Sunday down to 2 bite-sized episodes per week. You can find them on our YouTube channel. When you're over there, press the subscribe button and notification bell, because every time we release something, you're going to get notified. But we release the VOD episodes on a Tuesday and a Thursday. And I don't know if it's going to be weekly. Is it going to be weekly, Joe?
It will be.
It will be weekly on a Friday. On a Friday, you're going to get we're doing sort of like a condensed recap in an ASMR style bedtime story, which I have to say is really fucking cool. And the first one is out on YouTube now. Go have a listen. It is really, really, really good. Really good. It is voiced by Charlie, and if you want to fall asleep quickly, go and listen to that, because Charlie has such a really cool, soothing voice that you end up sat there going, oh my god, this is so nice. Like, it's beautiful. So, on a Friday, the recaps, we have released episode 1. Episode 2 will release this Friday, and every week subsequently, you will get a small recapped episode. Patreon. If you want to watch the VODs earlier than everyone else on YouTube, then head over to Patreon. You can catch our episodes earlier than anywhere else. So they release on a Tuesday and a Thursday, but if you want to watch them a week earlier or a few days earlier, then they release on Patreon a little bit earlier. What else can they get from Patreon, Luke?
They have access to our Discord server.
They do have access to Discord, yeah.
And other extra content that we're working on that will be going exclusively on Patreon.
There we go. So, there we are. I am here, and so are the memes. Big Head Joe, hello to you. We missed the memes last week. I hope that you're okay. Thank you very much for joining back in. Cool. Things to come in the future. We are going to the UK Games Expo. I wasn't going to put you on the spot this week, Charlie.
I'm ready this week. I'm ready. I know what to do.
Tell us all about it, Charlie.
We're going to the UK Games Expo. We're going to be there for the entire weekend. I will be running a one-shot on Saturday at 2:00, which is going to be a load of fun. We're going to have absolutely fun time. We're going to have loads of fun on social media as well. We hope to see everybody there for saying hello, being part of our fun, and it's just going to be a great experience.
Love that. Love that. Other things that we've got coming in the future. As I said, we've got a new merch drop coming in a few weeks' time. We have some cool one-shot of it that's coming in about 5 weeks' time. We will release a little bit more information about that closer to the time, but these band of miscreants are going to do what they do best while I'm in Korea for 3 weeks. So you're going to have a 3-week period of a self-contained 3-session one-shot with who we decided is running that. I don't just say who it's good. You don't know what you basically pointed to your own name.
Oh.
You pointed to the bottom
she?
corner of the screen.
Oh. Is it Charlie? Is Charlie running that?
I don't know.
I think I'm running one. I think we decided that we were going to pick 3 of us to do special one shots for each one.
Oh, well, there you go.
I think that's what we decided. It could all change. You never know around here. We could make it up. I think I'm doing one. I think Dan might be doing another one. I don't know. That might be just me remembering things. It looks like it's going to be me, but that's absolutely fine.
Well volunteered, Dan.
Was this a conversation we all had, or was it just you, Charlie? I don't remember it being discussed.
Maybe I just had this conversation in my mind. I just had stock puppets as everyone, and I think this is real. So, it's probably happened, but,
well,
in my mind.
We have followers. Do you know the alert thing hasn't been working for the last few weeks, and I'm sat here and the alert noise went in my headphones. What the fuck is happening? Thank you for following. We now have alerts. Yay! I didn't realize that was on. If anyone else wants to make me hear weird things in my head, then click that follow button, subscribe, and I'll get noises in my brain, and it will definitely not distract me. Definitely won't.
In the chat. There's a little chat message.
Right. Any other announcements? Have I forgotten anything? Yes, I have. If you want to support the channel, I've just said you can hit the subscribe button down below, and it does the cool alert thing, and you also get access to some exclusive emotes that we have, and also you don't have to do that if you don't want. We just want you guys here watching us. That's the only support we really want. If you want to subscribe and support the channel, by all means, please do so, but you don't have to do that at a cost to yourself if you pay for Amazon Prime, because you can connect your Twitch account to Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription a month. You can use that to subscribe to us, or go support other content creators in the D&D space or TTRPG space. We don't care. You're here. That's the most important thing. But yeah, if you want to support us, hit that little purple button that says subscribe or subscriber or whatever it says. Anyway, let's play some D&D. This has gone well, hasn't it, guys?
Oh, very well. Super duper.
Polished.
Yes, absolutely.
Professional.
Well-oiled machine.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you tune in for each week, is a well-oiled machine, as Dan said. But if you haven't already, go get yourselves a drink, get yourselves nice and relaxed as we dive into tonight's episode of Dice by the Sword. Watch this cool intro video. It's really cool.
The long road to adventure is never paved so clean. Spells and fists are sometimes used, others make a scene. So grab your gear, the game's begun. A tale of triumph for everyone. One roll can go and seal your fate. A crit or fail, it's never too late. Blades and spells, the dice decide. Hold your breath, it's a wild ride. We come together every week to see where we will go. And when we strike, you bet your life will crush our evil foes. We're adventurers. Ancient fiends will cast them out. We're adventurers. You'll never have any doubt. Dungeon delving, monster chasing, finding a hidden hoard. Just remember who we are. We're Dice by the Sword. Dice by the Sword.
Last time, and Dice by the Sword. The watchtower stood as a crumbling relic of a forgotten age, its jagged stone walls battered by time and the howling winds. Within, the air was thick with the stench of unwashed fur and the lingering iron tang of spilled blood. The gnolls had left their mark, bones gnawed to splinters, crude symbols of blood and filth scrawled across the ancient stone, their presence a sickening mockery of what once stood here. But when the dust settled, the gnolls lay defeated, their den reduced to little more than a blood-stained ruin. Yet among the wreckage, secrets lay hidden. A bone talisman, etched with unnatural runes, pulsed with a cold, unseen power. A blood-stained map, scrawled with crude symbols, hinted at something west of Whistlestone that might need investigating in the future. And deep within the watchtower, buried beneath the remnants of a time long past, they uncovered an artifact of strange power. With the spoils of battle in hand, the party made camp beneath the cold, starlit sky. The fire's glow flickered against the rocky outcrop. No, it didn't. Against the turrets of the watchtower. Don't laugh at me, guys. A fragile beacon against the vast emptiness of night. Shadows stretched long across the swaying grass outside, and though no threats emerged from the darkness, an eerie unease settled in the silence. By dawn, the road home stretched before them, rolling hills bathed in golden light, dewdrops clinging to the earth like scattered diamonds. But as they made their way back, an unsettling stillness came over the land. No merchants, no farmers, no distant plumes of smoke rising from unseen hearths. The world itself felt empty, as if it held its breath. And when they reached Whistlestone, they found out why. Shutters swung lazily in the breeze, doors stood ajar, belongings scattered. This is a bit upbeat, isn't it, for this sort of fucking recap? Let's slow this down. A bit better. Jesus Christ. Belongings scattered in the street, dropped in haste, abandoned in fear. And though the town was not empty, those who remained did not emerge immediately. Behind cracked doorways and shuttered windows, frightened eyes watched, their silence speaking louder than words. Whistlestone had not simply been visited in the night, it had been taken. As you all gather at the gates of Whistlestone, the morning light struggles to cut through the lingering air. Doors hang open, some shattered by brute force, others left ajar in panicked flight. The cobblestones are stained with dark smears where townsfolk and guards once stood their ground. From deep within the town, clusters of survivors seem to be huddled together where you can see them, their voices hushed and wary, as if speaking too loudly might invite another attack. A woman kneels in the dust, her trembling hands grasping at a broken locket. A child clutches at their father's sleeve, staring into the distance with wide, hollow eyes. The usual sound of mourning, barking dogs, the humming of the blacksmith, the calls of merchants are absent. In their place, only whispers, sobs, the occasional crackle of still smouldering embers. From the east, a deep furrow mars the ground. Wagon tracks, leading east, away from the town. Their edges already starting to soften in the morning dew. Nearby you all, a wagon is being hastily loaded, its wheels creaking under the shifting weight of supplies. Standing beside it, with her sleeves rolled up, is a middle-aged woman with a sharp and determined expression. Ulrich, you immediately identify this lady. It is Olwen, one of the town's traders, and she is currently securing barrels and sacks with practiced efficiency, seemingly trying to make a quick exit.
Leaping sort of as we approach from the cart and this becomes apparent, Ulrich is going to sort of look to the group as we're going and say, something is wrong here, very wrong. And then seeing Olwyn strapping what is necessary to a cart, he leaps from the side, hands the reins to whoever was sat next to him, I assume Yerrol, usually at this point, and sort of makes a beeline dash towards Olana. You did say Olana, right?
No, it didn't.
Olwyn, that's the one. Sorry, wrong. Yeah, there we go. Olwyn, and sort of taking a rope and securing it slightly, he places a hand to the stalk and says, Olwyn, what is going on? What's happened?
She sort of pauses as she notices you approach, wiping sweat from her brow with the back of her hand. There's a hardness in her eyes, but also exhaustion. She exhales sharply, kind of shakes her head a little bit and goes, I'm getting out. This town's done for, and I'd rather not stick around to see what's left in a week's time.
Do you mean done for? What has come?
If you're looking for answers, most of the injured were taken to the temple. Mother Varna's doing what she can for them, but she hesitates for a minute, glancing over her shoulder as if making sure that no one else is listening. She hushes her voice a little bit. The mayor seems to have gone missing. No one's seen her since last night. Either she's hiding or she knew this was coming and left before the rest of us could. You ask me, smells a little bit like guilt.
But she seemed so trustworthy. She sent us off on our mission.
Look,
where are you heading to?
All I know is people got taken. The strong ones. The ones that could work, I think. And the ones that fought back were just left bleeding in the streets. That doesn't sound like a random raid to me, does it? It sounds like a plan. And look,
sounds like a recruitment.
Oh, you want more answers? You want more answers? Start at the temple or find the mayor if she's still in town. I'd say good luck, but luck ain't done much for Whistlestone lately, so I bid you farewell.
Where are you going?
He climbs into the driver's seat, picks the reins up and goes, as far west from here as west will go. Good luck to you all.
As she goes to take the reins, he kind of just comes to the front and goes, just be safe on your travels, and I hope to see you however far west you get to when this is done. Safe travels, my friend.
And she flicks the reins and her wagon lurches forward as she, after a few minutes, vanishes to the misty morning light, leaving the rest of you at the cart, somewhat towards the middle of the town, but not quite.
Alwyn said that the injured had been taken to the temple. Is it worth trying there to see maybe if someone can tell us a bit more about what happened?
I would imagine that would be the best place to start. It sounds as if BlackRock has decided to leave their little hole and come start finding more people further out afield. We're on for an evening. There's one night, and they strike while we are gone.
We must find the captain, Torren. Maybe he's involved with this. Maybe he isn't innocent, I don't know. But he was giving information to us and speaking with her. We must find him if we cannot find her.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I think you are right, Yerrol. I think going to the temple is the best place to start, finding who is left and the answers they may have. But we should be on guard. Who knows who is around? He sort of wearily brings the shield and spear down and just says, you follow me close. As always, let's do this together, shall we?
Yerrol's going to get down and tie Maisie to the side just for safety and disembark the wagon.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Peanut's going to also follow, but she's going to follow very close behind Ulrich. Like she's a little wary, and she takes out cheese and she tucks cheese away in her little pouch and just whispers, "Shh, we don't know what's going on. Okay, stay hidden." And she slowly walks behind everyone.
as Peanut sort of comes up behind Ulrich and says this, he sort of shield and spear up, looks down, says, I mean, if you want to get up onto my shoulders, I don't mind. I am faster and it might be safer.
Okay. She doesn't waste any time, and she starts like clambering
down and just
up. Like jumps on like a cat, and like starts trying to climb up.
Okay.
She just sits.
But you were regretting it, aren't you?
That's great. Is this what it's like to be this tall?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Get used to it.
Yeah, you can grab something from a higher shelf too.
I have to go to a place with shelves.
Excellent.
What Octavius would like to do is, rather than actually follow you guys behind, being pretty good at stealth, he's just going to try to go a bit forward just in case, like he needs to go, and then just come back immediately if he sees something dangerous right ahead.
Okay, so you are going to try and go a little bit. So just to clarify, is everybody now going to the temple, or is anybody wanting to go anywhere else? Korik, what are you doing?
Korik's going to be following the rest of the group to the temple.
Okay, so you tie Maisie up, tie the wagon, make sure that obviously Maisie doesn't disappear off, though previous experience tells you that Maisie doesn't seem like the type of horse that gets scared easily. But you tie Maisie up nonetheless. You all dismount from the wagon and start to head off across Whistlestone towards the temple. Octavius, you head off a little bit first, and you find that rising from the heart of Whistlestone, the temple of Kael'vas stands firm. You see that its stone walls seem to be untouched from the chaos that ravaged the town. It seems to be carved from rock that has been taken from nearby mountains. Its foundation is seemingly ancient and unyielding, a testament to endurance, a place where time itself seems to slow. At the entrance to the temple, as you all gather, you see the twin statues of the god Kael'vas stand guard, their chiseled forms depicting a stoic bearded figure wielding a smith's hammer, his other hand resting upon the cracked surface of an anvil. You see that braziers burn low, filling the air with a scent of smouldering coal and sanctified oils. Question from chat: what chicken shirt is Joe wearing today?
Oh, no.
It's not a chicken shirt. Okay, well, depends. Okay, wait, I don't know if you can see it. It's Jurassic Park.
Amazing.
Technically
a chicken.
That is a chicken. That is a chicken.
Ain't chicken.
Bravo for thinking outside the box there, Joe. Well done,
Like
you.
a big turkey.
Love that. Anyway, inside, the temple is dimly lit, by flickering lanterns, their glow casting long shadows over the towering stone reliefs. You see there are more figures inside, immortalizing in reference to Kael'vas, the shaper of earth. Normally, this is a quiet place for devotion. However, today, it has become something else entirely. It seems to be a refuge. Rows and rows of wooden pews have been pushed aside, replaced with hastily arranged bedrolls, makeshift cots, and other beds of sorts. Dozens and dozens of townsfolk, wounded and weary, rest within the temple's protective walls. Some sit in silence, their eyes distant, while others clutch at their injuries, whispering prayers through clenched teeth. The sharp scent of dried herbs and burnt incense lingers in the air, mingling with the ever-present tang of blood. Amidst it all moves a woman of quiet and undeniable presence. Mother Varna Solbright. A dwarven woman of advancing years, her silver-streaked auburn hair is braided tight, tucked beneath a simple soot-stained wimple. People at home now Googling what a wimple is. Bravo to you. The lines of her weathered face speak
Thank you.
of hardship, but also of strength. clad in an earth-toned robe, bound at the waist with a simple leather belt. She carries herself with a calm determination of someone who has seen countless wounds and bound them all the same. She moves between the wounded, checking bandages with hands calloused from years of work, her voice a steadying force amidst the despair. Drink this now, slowly, dear. Breathe deep, eh? Kael'thas teaches us to endure, and endure we shall. Even in the face of tragedy, her tone holds no trembling sorrow, no waver of fear, only resolve, like tempered steel. Yet, when she looks up and sees you, her brows knit together. She motions for you to follow her and beckons you in. Dan, her name was Varna Solbright.
Thank you.
I'm going to have to mute Discord or close it entirely. Oh, I know why it's doing it. It's because of my thing. If I do it on Do Not Disturb.
It's his thing again.
My God.
You need to sort out your thing.
I know. It's ridiculous. Is it a hag, my player, whenever they see an old woman NPC? Right, Pala, stop spoiling my fun. So she beckons you all in. What do you want to do?
Follow.
Yeah, Ulrich will allow Charlie, Yerel, to lead the charge on that one.
Not the real names, man.
I know, right?
Making the fourth wall here.
Don't break the fourth wall. Please don't break the fourth wall. Yera will follow swiftly behind this woman to try and find some answers.
Okay. As you approach, she goes, yes, are you injured? Are you hurt? We are, unfortunately, we're lacking bed space at the moment, but if you're injured, I can see to your wounds in just a few moments.
No, we are all unhurt, thank you. We were here yesterday. What has happened?
Ah, I see. You want to understand, to make sense of this.
Yes.
Well, she kind of gestures towards the injured around her. Some of these folks saw things, heard things that trouble me greatly.
What things?
She lowers her voice. She understands quite quickly that by speaking about what has happened around these people might bring further turmoil, perhaps. Well, they took quite a lot of people from the city, or from the town itself. They took miners, labourers, farmhands. Seemed they were after the strongest of us, the ones they could make use of. But it wasn't a raid or a attack as such, but it was systematic, it was planned, it was strategic.
She'll lower her tone as well and sort of try to match what she can see is going on, not to try and upset people listening that might listen nearby. Did you recognize these people? They just come in and start ordering and taking. Did they look of significance? Did they wear a uniform? Who were these people?
They, not that I saw, child, no. I did my best to pull as many people into my sanctum as possible, to save as many people as I could, but I'm not a fighter. I'm a woman of peace, of prayer, of devotion. The ones that did fight back, well, I heard them say something about a rightful claim. A rightful claim to the people here. Now, tell me, what sort of bandits claim rights? It doesn't seem that this was bandits. Like I said, they did. I wasn't able to see anything myself. They were wearing masks, kind of hooded masks to cover most of their faces. But what troubles me is that they didn't just drag folks from the streets. They went into homes. They searched. They checked faces. It seemed like they knew exactly who they wanted. Like it was planned.
She'll slightly hushed tone again, maybe a little bit lower, and kind of try and turn her back to anyone to try and speak head on with this, with Mother Vanya. I understand the mayor is missing and has not been seen since last night.
I have heard that she's nowhere to be seen, yes, though I don't know where she is, if that's what you're asking. Look...
Is the captain of the guard, Captain Torrin, is he around, or has he been taken?
He's not part of the wounded. If he is still with us, he may be at the watchtower. That seems the most logical place for him to be. Though, as she kind of gestures around, you take a look around, and there are a lot of wounded guards within this temple. One thing that did strike me as peculiar, one of the guards mentioned that one of the attackers hesitated, almost as if they didn't want to be here. Whoever they are, not all of them are as cruel as the rest, it seems, but...
Look, how big was their force when they arrived? What time was it? What?
It was the dead of night. The size of their force is not something I can tell you. I don't know. I've been up since the attack. I've been just tending to the wounded. If any of you can help with that matter, that would be greatly appreciated. Unfortunately, we are short on healers. And as she carries on telling you, you see a young girl walks up and tugs at Mother Varna's robes as she turns and goes, yes, child, I'll be right there. And the child begins to walk away. Look, I wish I could help you more, and if you mean to go after them, though, you'll need strength. You'll need faith. Here, take this. And she goes into her pocket on her, nearly said it's an apron there, but it isn't an apron. But anyway, she goes into her pocket and she pulls out a small stone pendant, and she reaches forward towards you, Yerrol, and places it in your hand. You see that on this sigil, there is a worn depiction of Kael'Vos's anvil. She goes, for endurance, you'll need it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot to attend to.
Of course. Thank you for everything you know so far.
She quickly turns and begins to walk to where the child is, who, as you follow Mother Varna across the temple, you see that this small child, maybe six, is knelt down next to a makeshift cot with a woman lay in it, with most of the woman's midriff bandaged, blood-soaked bandages around her waist, as the girl just grabs hold of the hand of this woman as Lady Varna begins to walk over.
Peanut is going to kind of come down off of Ulrich. She's like climbing back down his back.
Just ask. It's fine.
And she's going to run over to the little kid and like tap the kid on the shoulder.
Kind of turns and goes, "Are you here to help my mummy? Please help her. She's been asleep for a long time."
Okay, hang on. I'm going to do two things. Okay. First of all, tell me what your favorite candy is.
The only candy I had was from my grandma, and she gave me these scutterbotch things.
Okay. And
As you're asking this, you see Lady Varna kind of stood behind the girl, pulling a white cloth and unfolding it, and looks towards you. And
I was going to run over. Yeah, I was going to run over. Yeah, I was going to run over immediately. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. I can't.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay.
Emotions. She's just going to immediately start assessing this woman.
Okay. Roll me a medicine check.
Okay.
while she's doing that, Peanut's gonna cast light, but she's gonna do it as little candies and like have them kind of dance around the little kid to try and like cheer the kid up.
Okay. At best, you will probably slightly distract, which is probably a good thing from what's happening at the moment. Yarrow, you race across towards the woman and begin assessing her. What is your roll medicine?
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You begin checking for a pulse. There is one, but it's very, very faint.
Okay.
You see that Mother Varna, she wasn't getting the cloth to put it over as if she...
okay. That was the immediate thing. That's why I just ran straight over.
Yes, I
thought that too. Goodness.
I know. But
his eyebrows raised.
She begins to place the blanket and kind of tuck it in around this woman. You see that the bandage around her waist and midriff is, like I said, it's blood soaked. See that there is colour drained from this poor woman's face. She looks very much worse for wear.
I am going to lay First, I'm going to take both of her hands and I'm going to say, do not give up hope. You always will know that there's kindness in this world. I'm going to let go of her hands and put both hands over her stomach, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay, go ahead and roll me some hit points. Peanut, the young girl kind of watches these butterscotch kind of light orbs that you've crafted and that are floating around. They're just like the ones Grandmammy used to make.
Okay,
and
and
kids.
Peanut kind of gets a little bit in a in a mood, and she's gonna walk away from the kid and go around the other side of the mom. And she's also gonna like kneel down beside her and almost look fascinated by the woman's state.
Okay.
And she's just gonna look, and she kind of starts counting down out loud, slow and quiet, but she starts counting down from 60.
Okay. Yarrow, how many hit points?
18.
Oh, 18?
Mhm.
Holy shit.
You're going today.
2d8 plus 3. I rolled an 8 and a
She's
7.
not going today.
What level did you roll the spell at?
First level.
Holy shit. Jesus.
2d8 plus 3. I rolled an 8
God
and a
damn,
7.
the healing.
Incredible. You see the colour start to come back to the woman's face. Kind of gripping towards her. You see the little girl's eyes wide. She goes, Mummy, Mummy! And attempts to kind of like jump on top of this woman to kind of hug her.
I'm going to sort of grab her as she's going to jump, sort of hold her, allowing her to hug her mother, but so she's not jumped on top of her.
Okay.
I'm going to sort of brush her hair, the woman, and sort of soothingly as she can, having woken up saying an Aarakocra suddenly above her, and say, peace, peace, my friend. Your child is here. You are safe in the temple. Mother Vanya's here. You are going to be okay.
Oh, Raina, my sweet girl. And she kind of grabs the little girl's hair and begins to kind of stroke it. She goes, it's going to be okay. Mummy's here, you're okay. And kind of looks towards both yourself, Yerel, and you, Peanut, and just kind of go, like, without speaking the words, just kind of mouths. Mother Varna places her hand on your shoulder, Yerel, and just kind of goes, you have some talent, my dear. Thank you. There is plenty more to help with, though, if you have the time. Plenty of injured folk need your skills, if you can spare them.
Of course. Yerel is going to quickly stand up and just before she believes anyone may notice, just wipe a couple of tears from her eye.
Peanut. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Everyone dies. No, I'm kidding.
Fireball! No,
Allergy.
you get to the end of your countdown. What happens?
So once she gets down to her countdown, she starts saying something in a rather odd language under her breath, but it doesn't really make any sense. You can still hear it. Yarrow, you can hear it. It's loud enough. But she still looks very like calm. And she watches the tears flow and she tries to catch a couple of the tears in a little vial that she has from you, Yerl, and from the mother and child.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand check just to see how like swiftly you're able to do this. You're not trying to conceal what you're doing as such, but I just want to see how deftly you are trying to get this without obviously causing too much of a excuse me, sorry, little girl's head. Let me just scoop that. Tie her up, like just how deftly are you doing this?
You can see actually
21.
21.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I will say that you catch 2 of Yerrel's, 1 of the little girls, and 2 of the mothers.
Okay.
Everyone at home's going, why? But you'll find out. In the meantime, Yerrel, you begin to kind of maneuver and sync with Mother Varna. As she goes to one bed, you go to the next, and kind of you're moving between them, kind of checking on wounded, doing the best you can. But for the sake of kind of brevity, we won't spend too much time going through each individual one. We'll say that you use your healer's kit, you go and you're putting wet cloths on people's heads that have fevers, that kind of stuff, right? I won't say that you expend any more spell slots, but you begin helping people on their healing process.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Ulrich, Korik, Octavius, what are you 3 doing? You spot that Yerrel and Peanut seem to have begun helping and moving between the injured. It seems that unless you all 3 want to sit and wait, that's up to yourselves. What do the 3 of you want to do?
Looking, so as they sort of shoot off this bed and sort of for a minute begin to watch the processes and the sort of the bedside manners and care and stuff, he'll turn to Octavius and Korik and just, well, I don't know about you two, but I feel like we should I'll investigate the town a little bit, see who is around, maybe try and find the guard captain, see what is still standing.
We couldn't get more.
I feel like you may have a bit more of a keener eye for detail than I do. I'm a bit more hands-on than anything else, but I could use refined eyes like yours.
Actually, I have a very keen eye for corpses.
Korik, should we try the blacksmith first, perhaps? They said they were going for the most powerful of people. I can't think of... It's on the way to the guard tower. I can't think of anyone more powerful than him.
Seems like a reasonable place to start.
All right. 2 seconds. And he'll just sort of like gently sort of like meander through people before just not disturbing Yarrel, but just sort of, we're going to investigate the town. Be back soon. And
Don't
then
nod. Like,
yeah. And then we will walk outside. The boy is ready to investigate.
Okay, so the three of you
Let's
head off. The three of you head
Voice
off.
trap.
You step out of the temple back into the town proper and head over to the watchtower that the three of you had been the previous day.
on the way. So we want to go to the blacksmith's first, correct, guys?
Yep. First is
Yeah.
blacksmith.
Is that on the way to the guard tower? Sort of taking.
Yeah,
we lead it past and then.
Absolutely, you can absolutely do that if you want to do that. Okay, so you head across towards the town square where the market was the day before, in the direction of the stone anvil.
What's the market looking like?
There is no market, so the town square is open. There is no market stalls that have been erected today. Based on, obviously, as you can see, the majority of the town square is empty. There are people's belongings. There are fruit that have been squished on the cobbles. It is a scene. You know, there is bits and pieces everywhere. There are a few little townsfolk here and there, kind of huddled together, but nothing. No market. Sundrop Market isn't open. And as you go towards the back corner of the town square, towards the stone anvil, you see that. Suppose the first thing you notice is the acrid scent of scorched metal and soot that lingers in the air. There is no bright glow coming from within. The once proud forge itself seems to be stood ruin. See that as you get to the entrance, the tools that Torek used lay scattered across the ground. You see a heavy iron anvil at the center of the room, toppled over. The walls themselves bear scars of combat. There are scorch marks where potentially spells have hit. Deep gouges where blades and arrows have also struck the stone. The place is eerily silent, save for the occasional creak of broken beams shifting overhead. Then, see him. See Torek Emberforge, the town's blacksmith, lying motionless near his workbench, his mechanical arm, his life's work, bent in an unnatural angle. It sparks occasionally, flickering from the exposed gears, his face frozen in a grimace of defiance, but the deep wound in his chest tells the tale of a fight that he could not win. His hammer still rests near his good hand, as if he had tried to fight, even in his final moments. As you stand looking at the wreckage, Torek, roll me a perception check.
Seven.
What's your passive? We might use that instead. 7.
13.
13. You notice on the far wall something that wasn't there the day before. There is a small set of blueprints that have been pinned to the far wall, seemingly untouched by the destruction. And nearby, on the table, beneath those blueprints, something even more intriguing. A half-finished mechanical arm with tools laying next to it. The craftsmanship itself is unmistakable. It looks not exactly like the one that Torvik had, but it has his signature artistry in the delicate engravings and precise metalwork. It seems that since you were last here, on the promise that you'd return to help at the forge, you'd started, at least, to uphold his end of the bargain. It seems to you that with the right tools and effort, it could be completed. What do you want to do?
First, I'm going to go up to his body, just sort of attempt to kind of lay him in a more...
Ulrich will follow behind to help with this, just for the strength of it.
Yeah, just to kind of lay him in a more respectful kind of position. Close his eyes. He's going to take his hammer and just kind of place it just on his chest. Didn't get much chance to learn much about you, but I've got a huge amount of respect for the work and craftsmanship you've done, and hopefully you can find peace in the next life, and I can only thank you for this. And then I'm going to go over and pick up the blueprints, take the arm and kind of just stow it away.
You also see, as you're moving, Borvik, you see on his, in the kind of, on his apron, you see his tinkerer's tools all in place on his apron. There are other tools scattered around this forge as well. If you wanted to make or piece together a makeshift set of tinkerer's tools from them, I will allow it.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, is there anything, like, as this being a smith shop, did they also take, like, all the weapons or anything that he was making in their kind of needs?
There are a few bits scattered around. However, you all notice, and especially like from the previous visit, all the kind of swords, battle axes, great axes, spears. Ulrich, you see that the shield that you had your eye on the day before have all gone. There are a lot of weapon racks that hang empty. There are a few swords and things on the floor, but all of the finer pieces of work seem to have been taken.
Place has been ransacked.
Yep.
Makes sense.
They need the weaponry, and they need the men. Is there a dagger nearby? just asking, like, is there a scat and dagger?
Make me
always after a dagger.
Make me a perception check or an investigation check, please.
That's one.
The dice giveth, and the dice taketh away.
That's good. That's good. I like this. So it's a 2 in total, though.
So you see, there is one dagger. It is right near your foot on the floor. And as you bend down and try to pick the dagger up, cannot move it. And then you notice immediately that the two bearings that have been placed not only in the dagger but the hilt, passing in it to the floor. And it makes you chuckle slightly that this is Torik's way of spotting thieves.
But a dagger... Wait.
Kind of like that fake £5 note that people stick on the floor of shops, innit? I hate that. But it doesn't move. You cannot pull it free.
He's just like still pulling, and then he finally gets it. He looks at the dagger, looks at him. Fucking bastards. And he's just going to grab not Tinker's Tool. Tinker's Tools, was it? No, Thieves' Tools, right? That's what we're talking about, too.
No, tinkering. There's tinkerer's tools
right,
for Korik if he wants to. Korik, are you wanting to pick up a few little bits
Yeah.
to complete your set.
I will take them, but as I'm taking them, I am going to basically say, I hope you don't consider this disrespectful. I intend to continue your good work. And I'm going to turn to Octavius and say, it's pretty unpleasant to speak ill of a man as he lies dead in the room with you. Just to let you know.
Just see
Yes.
like, oh.
Oh,
So-
my apologies. Didn't think that he was still with us.
He has died a warrior's death. He is. I don't think he would mind. And given who he was, I think he would probably laugh at Octavius trying so hard to get a dagger that is clearly stuck to the floor.
I didn't notice, okay?
Is there anything
Tarek,
else?
do you want...
Sorry, go on. No, go ahead.
Tarek, do you want to take a bit of time to attach what you need to? It's not going anywhere and you're in the perfect place for it. We can give you that time if you like.
How long is it going to take to? Because I assume if it's half finished, it's going to be a bit of work.
Well, he managed to get it to its current state in, I would say, a few hours. If you wanted to take some time today, you could probably get it to at least a working form, maybe not its finished article without, not going to have the finished touches that his had, but could probably finish it in about 2 or 3 hours.
I reckon it's probably going to be a couple of hours work. I could work on it now, but I feel like we need to find out what's happened here, to be honest.
I was just wondering, I didn't know if it was just sort of like a lock-in thing where you just sort of stick it on and twist, or I'm not sure how these things work,
Yeah, like, do you need a hand with that?
That is morbid humor. I like it.
Yeah, I didn't want to, steal it. And he just, like, points at the steel arm. Just,
You think there's anything on his current arm that might be of use, seeing as he's not going to be using it anymore? Maybe some bits and pieces you could take.
expected that, mate.
I'm respecting him fully. I just know that dead people don't need their things anymore.
Don't steal from the dead. How dare you? He's just like,
I feel like that is strange advice coming from you, but I will take it on board, sure.
learn my lesson. And he like points at Korik. Learn my lesson.
Technically, I have just, nicked all of his Tinkerer's tools, but what are you going to do?
Okay,
So before we leave, can I, as Ulrich, do like a thorough investigation for just anything that's left, just weapon-wise, maybe just any place they might have missed, sort of bits and pieces, just...
Sure,
the
roll an
general
investigation,
vicinity.
please.
He just sort of starts going through everything. Investigation. That's an 8.
Very good.
We're
These are
doing
good
well.
rolls today.
It's fine.
I will say that as much of a thorough investigation as you're trying to do, you're also half a mind on going, oh, okay, I have to be respectful. I don't want to kind of look as if I'm looting, even though that's exactly what I'm doing. There's a dead
Very
guy
gently
like
moving
within
above
5
shelf,
feet
like,
of me. But I will say, you will find one studded leather armor.
Okay.
It looks to be, it looks to have been like a guard's armor that Torvik is trying to repurpose, and it is a set of studded leather armor.
Okay. Ulrich sort of will pull out what little he could find. Sort of, do either of you two need some armor? I'm good, and my body is strong enough to withstand most things. Please, if either of you want it, have at it.
What a man.
Is it small enough?
All
Am I
armor
going to
fits
fit in it?
D&D.
All right, all armor fits. I don't know. Does Octavius have need for studded? Because I've got leather armor at the moment.
I can.
Oh.
Do you need it, Octavius?
He just like looks at himself because he totally knows what kind of armor he wears. Yeah, actually, a little bit of an upgrade wouldn't hurt, right?
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, you're more likely to be up close and personal than I usually am, to be honest.
Hopefully not. Yep,
Okay.
and he's going to just like take a look at it and change it as they are looting the body. Disrespectful. But yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Perfect.
this is someone completely different. This doesn't count. You said that guy, not the people around him.
So, the three of you gather the studded leather armor. Coric, you pick up the tinkerer's tools, the starting of the mechanical arm, and the blueprints to finish it. Is there anything any of you three would like to do before you start heading back into town and head towards the watchtower?
I will 100%, because every single person has been doing this for now, looking around to see if anyone's like watching us, following us, or anything like that. Every single person has been doing this, so I'm a bit concerned, right?
Make me a perception check, please.
Please be something good. Okay, 19.
19.
19.
There are people watching you. The townsfolk themselves, every time you pass, people are on high alert. You don't get the impression, you do get the impression that no matter where you go in the town today, people will be watching you. People will be watching you closely. No matter where you go, no matter what you do.
Somebody's watching me.
No, just different song entirely. I feel like I should be able to take a hero point for that. I feel like I should be able to
see.
Exactly.
You belong to
All
me.
right, so no one like very suspicious in that way.
Anyway,
You see Sting walk past the forge.
Sting and the police just walking past.
Yeah.
so that's the only thing you kind of pick up on Octavius. There isn't any like a hooded figure in the corner watching or anything like that.
That's
but you
good.
guys,
That's good.
you leave the blacksmith and you head off towards the watchtower.
Mm-hmm.
Geralt and Peanut, let's come back to you briefly. While this has been going on, you guys have both been doing your best to help Mother Varna with the injured, administering as much medical help as you can. After about an hour, let's say, feel like you've been to most people that Mother Varna hasn't, and you've done your part. Do you want to stay here, or is there anywhere you would like to go, the pair of you?
Is there anything that you need, or anything I can do to help, or should we go try and find our friends?
Do you think that the lady that everyone calls mother, she's not my mom. Do you think that she would know what this is? And I pull out the like creepy talisman thing.
I mean, there's no harm in asking. We could just pull her to the side so nobody else sees it in case someone gets upset about it.
Yeah, a good idea. We can do that.
Okay. I'll walk over to and sort of tap Mother Varna on the side and just say,
Yes?
I'm so sorry to disturb. We are just finishing our administration of some help to these people, but my friend just has a question she wishes to ask you, if we may speak with you privately.
Of course. Thank you for all the help that you've given. Of course, come with me. And she leads you to the top of the temple near where the altar is, into a room off to the side. She opens the door, all three of you walk in. She goes, What is it I can help you with?
I have this thing. And she holds up the talisman. Do you know what this is?
I'm afraid I don't, though it does look as though... I wouldn't say it's religious by any stretch, but there may be some belief system behind it. It's got... And she kind of like pulls it into a hand and she goes... Some weird runes that have been carved into it, though I don't know the language myself, but usually when you find pendants or necklaces or charms as such with runistic writing in it, there usually is a meaning behind it, though I'm sorry to say I don't know what this is such, but there might be something a little bit more to this than first meets the eye, maybe.
Okay. Do you think it would be a bad idea to put it on?
Was this a gift that you were given from somebody, or did you buy this in a shop somewhere?
We found it in a hoard that had previously belonged to a group of gnolls.
Absolutely not. I would not be putting that around my neck if I were you.
Yarrow's going to just sort of stroke Peanut's head very, very gently and look at her and just say, I know you want to wear it, but I just don't want anything bad to happen to you. So until we know it's safe, let's not put it on, okay?
Okay. I put it back in my bag.
Just going to sort of like rub her chin in appreciation and give her a big smile. We will join our friend and try to discover a bit more about what has been going on, because this is terrible what has happened to this town, and we shan't stand for it. Not at all. If we can find the mayor, then maybe we can get some questions answered. But if you require our help or anything else of us, please do not hesitate to come and find us. We will do all we can to help. We would not want this town to suffer in any way, more than it already has.
If you're planning on doing something about this, then Captain of the Guard would be the first person I had to be speaking. I haven't seen him, but he might be able to help. I wouldn't count on much help from people of this city. A lot of people here will find it very hard to get back to their normal lives now. The fear of something else happening to them will be all too strong. But as our divine friend Kael'vos teaches us, we must endure. And endure we shall.
Yarrow is going to go into her pocket and pull out the remaining 10 gold pieces she has. And she's going to place it into Mother Parnia's hand. And she's going to say, for the people, for their care, I will try to send more and try and get more aid to you as soon as I can.
And it's most generous of you, child. Thank you. I will ensure that this gets enough food and supplies and even some, well, maybe if Mira helps, I might be able to get some healing remedies from the general store.
We can do anything else, please let us know. I would not want these people to suffer. They have been through a great hardship. They have lost family, husbands, fathers, friends, brothers. I do not wish them to suffer more. Please do all you can to help them.
I could do with some more provisions, bandages and tinctures and any herbal remedies. Mira Tea Leaf at the Miner's Respite, the general store in the town, would be able to supply them if she has any left. If you could possibly ask her to send some in my way, that would be very helpful indeed.
Of course, we will there, and we will head to the watchtower and see what more provisions can be found from the captain.
Thank you. Yes, little one?
She puts her hand up. I have a question. The people that came into town, were any of them dragonborns?
Yes. Now you come to mention. Yes. White scales, I believe.
They were white.
I believe so, yes.
Oh,
Is it just the one, or was it a few?
Just the one. One of the only individuals on horseback, I believe.
Oh, well, that is most helpful information. Thank you so much, Mother. You're a credit to this town and to these people.
Speak kindly. Now, I must be getting back to my duties.
Of course. Come on, Peanut. Let's go and find our friends.
The amount of messages being said, it's fucking him! It's him! I knew it!
I knew literally. The moment when we came to this city, I was like we should be careful, like in case Ver is actually going to be looking for us, because he is going to be looking for us. Here he fucking is.
It's the Dark Urge.
mother.
Okay, so for the sake of brevity, Geralt, Peanut, are you heading to the Miner's Respite, or are you going to the Watchtower to meet up with the other three?
I'll let Tea Leaf know, right?
Yeah, we'll go to the Watchtower via near Tea
Okay.
Leaf.
Okay, we'll do the Miner's Respite first, and then we'll go to we'll meet everybody when we get back to the Watchtower, just so it's a little bit easier, so it's not distracting. Okay, so as you head back across town, you see that the Miner's Respite, usually buzzing with the voices of merchants, is eerily still. The shelves on the inside that you see through the window, once packed with exotic goods from far-flung corners of Nyxalia, now seem sparse. Half-empty crates, overturned barrels, scattered supplies inside hint at a hasty attempt to what not only fortify the shop from within, but a potential ransacking of it. As you open the door, the scent of oil and old parchment hangs thick in the air, mingling with the musty smell of canvas-wrapped cargo. Behind the counter, Mira Tea Leaf tightens the buckles of a travel bag. Her movements sharp and methodical, and she glances up, her eyes scanning you, as if gauging whether you are here to take something from her or offer her something more valuable. She looks up and goes, "Yes? Can I help you?"
Greetings. My name is Yeril. This is my friend Peanut. We have just come from the temple of with Mother Vanya. We were helping and assisting those of the townsfolk who have been injured.
Oh, right, yeah, it's okay. And what can I do for you?
We wish to ask if you can send any supplies over to the temple. They are in much need of aid, and Mother Vanya's only so much that she can do. Any help you can spare would be most grateful.
Okay, what do you need?
We need bandages, tinctures, herbal remedies, anything that you can spare.
I can maybe spare some bandages, but the rest of it kind of costs money. I'm not in this business to hand out free stuff, so I'll get you a couple of bandages.
People died.
Yes, I understand that, but this town was attacked. People have been taken. There are women and children in there. They need your help. You need to help them as much as you can for your town and for your sake.
Make me a persuasion check, please. You can have it with advantage because of Peanut's outburst. Hey! People died!
People died, you son of a... And while you're doing that, Peanut's going to kind of like wander around the store, not doing anything. She's just...
I'm just going to pat myself on the shoulder for a bit of
okay, got this, Cheryl.
conviction. I got this. I'm going to cast guidance on myself just as a bit of an extra room.
Okay.
Okay, what was the thing again? Sorry?
Persuasion, please.
Persuasion.
Please be in that one. I like that motion, by the way.
Dirty 20 again.
Nice.
Mira kind of looks a little bit... She kind of rolls her eyes ever so slightly and goes, fine, okay, fine. I'll go in the back and I'll get what I can, but you tell Mother Varna when she gets it that it's going against the temple's name, and she'll pay me when she can.
Before she says what she's going to say, Yeril is going to slam her fist down as hard as she can on the counter and look at her dead in the eyes, slightly extending her wings out a bit and looking very stern at Mira, and just said, "You will get them to her as quickly as you can, as efficiently as you can, and you are going to do everything you can to help her and those people. Have you got that?"
Intimidation check.
You know,
Oh, that
shit
was
herself.
so good, wasn't it?
That was really good.
Peanut's
Well,
panicking.
deserves advantage.
Holy shit. Peanut's
I-
freaking the fuck out.
Even I sat back and went, okay.
15.
15. She kind of, you see her take a half step back and her eyes widen and she kind of, no, yeah, I'm going to allow it. She kind of goes, okay, fine. You there? And she kind of points towards you, Peanut, and goes, in that bottom crate there, you'll see there are some small bottles of a green tincture. Can you pass me them?
Yep.
And she
And
kind of like, she's
go for
kind of got one eye on you at all times at this point, Yerrol, as she
Yerrol
just...
has not dropped her focus on her. She is following her around. The wings are still up and her fist is still on and she is watching her.
She turns and begins to get some stuff from the shelves behind the counter. As you're there at the counter with your fist on it, you see that there is a large ledger that sits open. There is ink seems to still be drying on the most recent entries, but your eyes pass over it. And among the trade records, something stands out to you. A purchase that was made mere weeks ago for a large amount of mining tools. But what makes it unusual isn't the goods itself, it's the signature against that entry. It isn't Mira's signature, it seems. It gives you the impression that someone else arranged for the supplies to be sent before what happened today or last night.
She's bustling around, and again, I'm keeping my eyes on her. I'm not going to try and be I'm not going to be looking down at the ledger or anything. I'm just going to look back to her. Do you work here alone?
Yes, this is my shop. It's been in my family for generations.
And only you can make the sale of purchases here, is that correct?
General purchases, yes, I work here. This is my shop. Why?
She's going to move her fist from the counter and directly point to the signature on the ledger. Then who has signed this out?
Oh, this, yes. So I handle all general trade. However, if there are larger trade arrangements between parties within the city, or within the town and elsewhere, then they arrange them by yourselves. I merely facilitate those trades. This, I don't recognize her signature, I'm sorry.
Is it on one page, that entry, or is it on with a couple?
So it is kind of halfway down the page. There is a lot of different receipts. A lot of them have Mira's signature against them. There are a couple of others, a couple of other entries that have different signatures on, but this one stands out the most because it is just purely for mining equipment.
Yara's going to rip the page out of the ledger.
Excuse me?
And she's going to immediately look back. The wings are going to extend even further, and she's going to look dead in her eyes. I am going to find out who did this to this town. Are you going to get in my way, or am I going to have to put you in your place?
Roll me another intimidation check.
Well, man.
I'm so sad that we are not there to see this. I'm so sad about it.
Another 15.
We will
Another 15.
never.
Peanut's dying.
You see her kind of half reach towards it until you spin and unfurl your wings, and she kind of draws the hand back and goes, No, I won't stand in your way. No.
This is evidence now. I will return it to you once I have made my investigation. But until then, this is mine now.
I fail to see how that is evident. It is my personal records for my store.
Hey,
I fail to see how this is evidence in an investigation.
argue. Okay.
You will have this back once the questions I have asked have been answered.
I
She's
love
sort
that
of gonna
Peanut's
put her
just
arm-
acting as a fucking hype man at this point.
She's gonna
She's
have
leaning
her
behind.
arm with Peanut to be
Yeah.
like, yeah, you tell him.
Yeah.
Terrified.
This is of importance to me. I will let you have this back when I am done with it. No more questions need be asked. I will ask them and get them answered. You will have this bit of paper back shortly.
Okay.
Thank you.
If there's anything I can do to help, then please let me know. I will help you as best I can. I have bandages, blankets. Those tinctures there are healing remedies. And I've also got some food that I'm going to take over to the temple now.
Good. Thank you for your kindness and your help in this matter.
You see that Mira's shaken a little bit and she kind of goes, well, welcome. As I said, if there's anything else I can do to help, then just let me know.
Yara's going to very slowly pull back her wings. She's going to stand back up and away from Leering, remove her hand from the desk and sort of pull her clothes down a bit, sort of like straighten herself out again. I'm glad you could be of assistance in this matter. And should Mother Vanya or any of us need your assistance again, I'm sure you will be willing to help us in any way possible. Thank you very much for your kindness and your time today. She's going to turn. Come, Peanut. Our friends await us.
Yep.
We'll
No
leave.
worries.
Yo, you daren't say no.
No, I'm going. Yeah. I'm right next to her like a dog on a lead. Like I'm like,
Yeah, went full Karen and Peanut's not afraid now.
To the manager.
Just adding to my notes, don't piss off Yeril.
Technically, we don't know about it, so
Yes.
Okay.
Smoke and mirrors.
So, you all head towards the watchtower. The Whistlestone Watchtower stands on a rocky outcrop. Most of you have been here before. In fact, all of you have been here before, I believe.
Mhm.
Its weathered stone walls, pitted with scars of time and battle. It stood as a symbol of security. However, it now bears the fresh wounds of the recent attack. Arrows embedded in its wooden beams, bloodstains darkening the steps leading up to the entrance. A makeshift barricade of overturned crates, carts, and shattered spears have been erected at the base of the watchtower, manned by a handful of weary yet resolute guards. At first glance, as you all join back together at the watchtower, there is maybe three guards that you can see at the base of this tower. Before we approach, we're going to go for a quick break. We'll come back in about 5-10 minutes. So, go grab yourselves a drink. Go get yourselves refreshed, use the toilet, all that good stuff. We'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. Okay. Cheers.